Why slowing down AI companies is not an option. Dear Singularitarians, the debate over artificial general intelligence, AGI, is heating up, with some advocating for caution and others, known as effective accelerationists, promoting rapid advancement to solve humanity's pressing problems. Given the various interests in AGI development, is slowing down AI companies even viable? In a recent conversation with Brian Rose on the London Real podcast, Dr. Ben Goertzel discussed why slowing AI development is risky. He highlighted the realities of technological competition, economic forces, and the significant potential benefits of advanced AI.
Technology is bad, AI is bad. We should all go back to the 1950s America. I mean, they have the idea that if we don't do it right, it's going to murder everyone. There's practical issues they have to confront also, like China is no longer proceeding slowly on AGI. No one wants to just totally put the pedal to the metal and go as fast as possible with no heed for human safety, or at least no major player does.
Now you've got the central structure, which is, say it's Microsoft and Satya, or say it's some weird board, or say it's a committee. That's dangerous versus this decentralized concept that you've been working on with SingularityNet and Zarka.
Supposing that a year or 2 years or 3 years from now, OpenAI did create the big breakthrough to AGI. Personally, I think my team is more likely to do it. Do we really want these amateurish jokers on the OpenAI board? Do we want these people controlling the fate of the first AGI? We, as a species, totally do not.
What worries you right now, Ben, if you can be honest?
If a big tech company allied with a big government makes the first breakthrough to AGI, what if these people are too narrow-minded and stupid to actually direct the singularity route? Then they're going to try to put in fascist controls to stop anyone else from making the next breakthrough to AGI. They're going to use this AGI to advance their own narrow interest. But then an opposing country will also. You basically could have all sorts of global chaos and World War III scenarios. You could have a lot of crazy outcomes.
Slowing down AI means slowing down growth and innovation. AI-powered solutions are revolutionizing industries, particularly healthcare. AI improves diagnostics, personalizes treatments, and enhances operational efficiencies. Slowing AI development could delay these advancements, negatively impacting patient outcomes and healthcare systems. The global race to AGI development underscores the impracticality of deceleration. Dr. Ben Goertzel, in a conversation with Brian Rose, highlights the relentless progress by specific companies and countries. Pausing AI development could leave others at a competitive disadvantage, affecting influence and economic opportunities. Financial incentives push companies to accelerate development with significant market advantages for those who lead.
You can see that very clearly. Like, computers are coming from Microsoft. You know, the money is coming from Microsoft. Microsoft has way more and better AI team than OpenAI. Anyway, OpenAI did have some energy and some short-term breakthroughs that Microsoft didn't have. But like, I mean, you could see where the real power is. And of course, you can see, like, once this stuff is launched onto the world, I mean, people want it, right? I mean, like, what the decelerationist want to do is just going against the flow of events. It's going against the flow of what everyone wants. So it seems like doing the initial investment into OpenAI was really, that required having the wisdom to see that the screwed up micro level details of OpenAI governance.
The debate also extends to the structure of AI advancement. The organizational structure of entities like OpenAI, combining nonprofit and for-profit elements, reflects broader challenges in corporate governance. Aligning divergent interests is complex, with financial gains often conflicting with broader societal goals.
Okay, let's talk about the centralization issue, Ben, because we got to talk about this.
Well, that's the scary thing.
So let's talk about that, because if they create the AGI, now you've got this central structure, which is, say it's Microsoft and Satya, or say it's some weird board, or say it's a committee. That's
Microsoft.
right. That's dangerous versus this decentralized concept that you've been working on with Singularity Net and Zarka, et cetera. Try to explain that to the layman, because I don't think most people really get that, Ben. And this weekend is a great way to highlight it and say, hey folks, look what happened over here. However you want to slice it, you got a group of less than 10 people that are controlling the one piece of technology that can change the world.
So that the board of less than 10 people just has their own peculiarities, because each of us does, right? And it's just a small number of people. And then you could see, like, okay, Altman and Sutskever had some rivalry over who was having more power in the organization. You know, a couple folks on the board came from the effective altruist and sort of long-termist movement. So they had their own thing going on. So it's just a small group of people which has their own friendships and rivalries and very particular philosophies. And it's not a good representative of, you know, the good of the whole human species, because these people are, like all people, they're pushing their own agendas, which are partly interpersonal within that group and partly the philosophies that they brought in. But on the other hand, if you have Microsoft in charge, I mean, Microsoft fundamentally is a for-profit company whose mandate is to maximize shareholder value. And it also has close ties with US military and intelligence for a long time. I mean, it's a US company. It wants to be nice to the government of the country that hosts it. Otherwise, many things could go awry, right? So the thing is, even if the individuals in Microsoft are ethical, good-hearted people, and I suspect Satya Nadella is, like, I don't know him, but it seems to be the case. You know, my first cousin just retired from being at Microsoft since 1985. He's a corporate VP at Microsoft. I mean, loads of executives in Microsoft are great, loving, wonderful people. But the thing is, you're in a structure which has one goal, which is make more money for your shareholders. Now, that doesn't mean you won't pay attention to ethics. It doesn't mean Microsoft is going to launch killer robots that go into our houses and steal our babies or something, right? But I mean, it means that the whole context of judgment is, we will do what will make Microsoft money unless somehow we convince ourselves there's a really, really, really strong reason not to, right? So there's a super strong bias toward making Microsoft money, a secondary bias toward pleasing US government agencies that Microsoft is working with. It's not like they don't consider the good of humanity as a whole, but of course in countries where very few Microsoft products are purchased, I mean these countries just have less influence in Microsoft. Like, the people that work in Microsoft think about them less. They talk to people from those places less because they're just not part of their lives, right? So the thing is, you don't need to deposit evil people who want to destroy humanity. It's just there's an organization that's biased toward narrow interests rather than toward the good of humanity. It's just like, you know, when I was living in DC a couple of decades ago, I was working with US Army intelligence as a contractor. And I mean, they were doing what I viewed as terrible things.
Ultimately, is slowing down AI companies viable in today's world? The momentum behind AI development, driven by economic, competitive, and technological factors, makes deceleration less appealing. Ensuring ethical practices and accessibility of AI benefits is crucial. The trajectory suggests that acceleration, rather than deceleration, is the path most likely to yield positive outcomes for humanity,